Success Insight shares the stories of the people with passion and drive who make things happen in the world. Here's your host, Howard Fox.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Success Insight podcast. Today's guest is Andrée Martin, our leadership mindset and golf performance coach. And this is going to be another episode of Mindset Monday. Now, Andrée is an LPGA Class A Life member, a nationally recognized top 50 golf teacher and expert, and a member of the Maine Golf Hall of Fame. Recognizing golf's value as a business tool in today's competitive marketplace, Andrée works with individuals, groups, corporate and organizational clients to create educational and team-building programs that enhance the professional success of aspiring executives. Andrée, welcome back to another episode of Mindset Monday.
Thank you, Howard. It's great to be back with you as well. Always fun to get together.
Most definitely. Now, it's been a few Mondays since we have had the chance to get together, and just love catching up with you. And since this is Mindset Monday, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, one of my favorite all-time movies and series is Star Trek. And Yoda
Star Trek
is my fame.
Okay, so I have to correct you here, my dear.
Uh-oh.
You got your stars flipped. But that's okay.
Oh, wait, I just said Star Trek. No.
Yes, you did.
No.
Now, I'm a Star Trek fan, but I get it. You're Star Wars. In fact, I haven't even seen the last Star Wars movie. But gosh. I'm looking forward to the Mandalorian series.
Yes.
So I want to give you a chance to kind of recompose yourself here. And so it's Mindset Monday. What are we going to talk about?
We are going to talk about don't try, do.
That sounds very much like Yoda.
Yoda out of Star Wars. Indeed.
Excellent.
I love Yoda, period, because Yoda represented so many things in the movie. There were so many underlying learnings and teachings in that movie. As I re-listen and watch, it's amazing how much more you pick up each and every time.
He was very wise, and his use of words and in the order he used them was what made his character very memorable.
Absolutely.
So how does don't try, do? How does that apply to the world of business and to the world of golf?
Well, in business, you can be the perfectionist who has to get it right, keep lining things up and never actually get into action and produce your product, whether it's physical or an actual talk, an actual webinar, whatever it is you are selling and representing for yourself as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. You got to get out there and do the work. So it's so easy to keep trying to get it right that you never actually go out and physically do it. In golf, I get a lot of golfers. It's like, I got to get better. I got to do this. Then I'll go do a tournament, or I got to do this right. And then maybe I'll try this corporate outing. When you actually have to hit a shot, people get so stuck on getting everything right. I got to get my posture, my grip, my stance, this. They're getting in their head, and they get so stuck, they freeze, and they're not actually doing or swinging. There's a lot to be said for that instinctive, spontaneous, creative, natural ability to turn, to flow, to act, and actually do the work versus trying to impress and force your work on someone. If you're just naturally in the space of having a conversation like you and I even do in these Mindset Mondays, it's a conversation. If I totally went by a script, the audience would be bored or frozen, because it's like, no, let's get into this conversation and make it real. And I get people so frozen and bound. We say by the ball, but it's actually they're frozen in their minds and not actually allowing themselves to get in the flow.
It's interesting as you're describing this. I'm reminded of a word that you have used repeatedly throughout our work on this series, and that is the word fundamentals. And you always say fundamentals, because if we don't make it fun, if we try to pursue this perfection where we're constantly thinking about, okay, what am I doing wrong? Or what am I doing wrong? What should I do next? We forget to get in a frame of mind that I need to go out there and have fun and just swing, play.
And play. Even business, in all the coaching clients, it's like business it becomes work. When I go play the game of golf, that's what I love when I get out there teaching golf, is it's all about people finding the fun again and truly playing. When kids are at play, they're in flow, they're full of momentum, there's no force, there's no muscled action. It's just swing. Oh, I missed. Do it again. Swing. Oh, I missed. Do it again. It's so easy to get stuck in that rat race of the mind, where the mind takes over in the wrong direction versus out of our senses. And when you're out of your senses versus the mind, you're truly in the zone.
How do you work with your clients to remind them about doing and the being?
There's several different techniques. The one that comes to mind for the purpose of what we're talking about with Yoda's Don't Try, Do is you've got your think box and go box. And I believe we've talked about that in another episode of Mindset Mondays. But it's so important to do your thinking and brain dumping back behind, and then you step into it and you just swing. In business, you do your preparation. I use this all the time in teaching golf with my business leaders. Golf swings a lot like preparing for a meeting. You've got your pre-swing fundamentals, and that might be grip, stance, posture, alignment. Okay, I've got to get my back to the target. I've got to get extension. It might be a number of different things. But those things, once you've got your pre-swing setup pieces of the GPA plus B, you've got to let everything else go. You've got to hope that your practice is paid off and you're just stepping in and going for it. When you're preparing for a meeting, you've got your checklist, you've got your plan, you might have a light outline, and then when you deliver, you're not going to second guess yourself in the delivery. And yet I get a lot of golfers who are in the middle of their golf swing and then they freeze and their body doesn't work and they become all arms, and then they wonder why their swing and the ball, every club goes the same distance. It's because they're not getting their whole body into the shot. Well, that's the doing, letting the body get in the momentum, letting the body get into the flow. That's where we create power. That's where we create energy. That's where we create momentum. And it increases club head speed, distance, and accuracy all at once.
Is this a path for your students or for your leader? Does it happen overnight, or is it taking time and just a reminder and being coached by you to get in this zone before practice or before the round of golf?
It takes practice. For some, it comes quickly. For others, it does not. I think that has to do a lot with athletic ability and how much left brain, right brain the athlete is. I find that right brain athletes just kind of get into it and go for it and they don't worry about it. And then you get the analytical thinkers that get stuck.
I was actually thinking about that, thinking, I wonder where the behavior and the personality coming into this.
Absolutely. And, your high achievers are typical type A personalities too. The type A personality, you've got your bulls in the china closet, and then you've got your structured, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 with the notebook, and got to get this before I do this. So you've got different styles, but they are all typically uptight and they're wound up. And so how do you unwind this individual and get them to dive into their genius?
Something dawns on me, and we need to put this in our back pocket for future episodes, but to talk about personality or behavior styles in the world of golf and in business. I think that'd be kind of fascinating.
Yeah, we should. You and I have both discussed how we each use the DISC product.
Right.
in both of the business world and in the golf world.
Right.
And that's a wonderful tool. We can certainly get into that.
We should do that.
For the listeners, if that's exciting and of interest to you, we'd love to get some feedback from you.
Yeah.
That would be a really fun episode, and we could do a webinar on that very easily.
Sounds good.
It'd be a lot of fun.
So this is a trick question for you.
Oh, good.
Our episode of Mindset Monday is Don't Try, Do. Who is the character in what movie?
Yoda.
Right. And what movie? Series?
Oh, you're being Star Wars, Howard.
Star Wars. All right.
Got it.
Well, hey, it's been a week or so I just needed to yank your chain just a little bit. But Andrée, thank you so much for joining us on the Success Insight podcast for Mindset Monday. And our topic today was Don't Try, Do. If our listeners would like to learn more about you and your work, where are the best places for them to go?
I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and have a YouTube site. Happy to have you follow on any of those, and would love to have you like all of our podcasts so we can keep bringing you more value each and every week.
Fantastic. Well, Andrée, thank you again for joining us, and we will most definitely provide the backlinks to your website, LinkedIn, the Facebook pages, as well as your YouTube page. All right, folks, we've just been chatting with Andrée Martin, your leadership mindset and golf performance coach. Today's episode of Mindset Monday was Don't Try, Do. And I hope you got some value out of today's episode and you learned a little bit more about what it means to don't try and do, and just to learn how to do your pre-work, this think box, go box. Remember to have fun, go back to those fundamentals and really be able to, because it's dawning on me after episode after episode of Mindset Monday with Andrée, is that success here is so much about mindset. And if we can manage it and use it in a positive way, we can do great things, whether it's out on the golf course or whether it is in the factory, in the boardroom, in the office. It all makes a difference, our mindset. And so if you enjoyed today's podcast, do let us know. You can visit us at successinsightpodcast.com. You can comment on the episode or any other episode we have in our library. You can visit us at Facebook and on LinkedIn. We have Success Insight podcast pages. And if you're interested in Andrée and her work, you can again visit her on our website at andreegolf.com. If you're more interested too in the idea of personality in business, you can also, in addition to Andrée, visit me on my website, foxcoaching.com. And just remember, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, be safe, practice social distancing, wear your mask, but above all, go out there and have a phenomenal day. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Success Insight podcast. Take care now.
Success Insight is a production of Fox Coaching and First Story Strategies. Find us online, successinsightpodcast.com.